Good morning, good evening, good afternoon guys, and welcome back to the channel. This one is a very exciting one for all of us because we're bringing you lovely people on a tour of an Irish distillery here based in Galway that we're all very proud of. Originally Connemara, but yes. So we're going to go and find where the distillery is because I emailed the lovely company and asked them if it would be possible to do this tour today, and they were so obliging and so nice, and yeah, they told us to swing by the distillery before the tour at 12 o'clock so that we can get a VIP tour of the place. So guys, let's go and find where we're looking for. Hi Jessica, this is Lorraine. I was in contact with you during the week. It was in relation to our little tour for our channel. Yeah, but if it's too early for you guys, you know, we can come back later. Oh, super, cool. Thanks a million. See you in a few minutes. Bye. I know we're like super early, so if you want us to come back later. Come on in. Lorraine, yeah, cool. Nice. Jessica. Oh, this is so lovely.
It's like a different world back there.
Oh, it smells beautiful in there. I think it looks perfect. I don't see the problem there now, girl. But this is huge. It's like, I didn't think it looked like this for some reason. And it's that smell. What is that? Is that the barrels, or is that the whiskey, or is that?
I'm immune to it, so I'm not sure. Sometimes it's the grain and the turf from the grain. It's probably a mix of the whiskey, because the last thing he was doing was bottling whiskey. We have a whiskey that's kind of lightly peated. So what that means is the grain has been cut with the peat or the turf.
Amazing.
So we send it up to like a malters, so they do that for us then. And then when we get the grain back, we put it into the big round one there, the mash tun.
Super.
So then when you add in the water, what you're doing is you're taking all the goodness out of the grain that's coming out as like in liquid form.
Wow.
So it makes it a little bit smoky.
Is that the Inverin bottle?
Yes.
Favorite
very
one.
Good. You've done your research, okay.
I've tried it when it first came on they were doing a testing in Cambridge's, and I was like, I need to try that. So it's not a flavour added to it, it actually is the taste of turf.
So you're not allowed to add anything at all to whiskey. So any like the tastes or the smells or the flavours that you're getting, it's all coming through the grain or the barrel and what's been in there beforehand.
Love that. Are you guys studying like whiskey or something? Like, is this your full-time gig?
You just kind of show up and they give you a t-shirt and then you just...
You're sucked in.
No, the boys are really good. So Park was a school teacher. So his main goal is to make sure people actually learn when they come here.
Oh, that's great.
So him and Jimmy, they're like encyclopedias, especially Jimmy. He will just ramble on for like 20 minutes when you ask him a question. So you actually do learn a lot on the job, because when I first started, I had no interest in any of these spirits. Like, I knew Poitín a little bit from my own family, but I wouldn't be as into it as the boys would be.
Same.
And then the longer I was here, the more I got interested and the more I actually cared, and the more I was like, well, I want to understand it better. And then the more you understand it, the easier it is to explain to other people. And people can kind of feel that energy, is that if you actually care about what you're talking about. Yeah. But I'm just a nerd, so if you really get me into anything, I'll start. And I love Irish history, so I'll start connecting in like how Poitín kind of led to the evolution of whiskey. And
it's quite fascinating though, isn't it, the history?
It is. There's so many little bits you wouldn't think of, like for example the cask. So in Ireland we can use any type of wood we like, and the different types of wood will give you different colours and different flavours. Different finishings of course give you different tastes. The actual like height and the shape of the cask, everything influences how it's going to affect. So the bigger the cask is, the longer it actually takes to age. The smaller the cask is, the quicker it ages.
And are they made from different wood?
So with ex-bourbon, they have to use American oak.
Oh.
So you're always kind of guaranteed that it's going to be American oak. Other countries then, most countries are only allowed to use oak, but Ireland and Scotland, as far as I know, are the only two that are allowed, Ireland and Japan are the only two that are allowed to experiment with different wood. We're not fussy. It's kind of the same with the grain. So historically with grain, you just use whatever you had, especially with Poitín. So with Poitín you can still do that. With whiskey today, they're quite strict about what you can and can't use. So we do have our own kind of second release whiskey where we experiment a little bit more.
So this is gorgeous.
The different kind of ratios. So there's wheat, there's rye, there's oats, and then of course there's barley. So historically this would be more traditional. So you just use whatever you had.
A question for anyone that may be asking that's watching, how much does this retail as? Do you know that?
€120.
Nice. So Christmas gifts, guys, for next year.
Limited releases. So our first release came out last year. This is our second release. Third release coming out this year. So it's kind of we're doing a little trio. So a lot of them are collectibles, and people do collect a lot of them. But there's 720 of this one, and there's only 300 of the last one. And I think the third one's going to be even less. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, they're kind of our own little homage to Galway City and how it used to be in Galway.
So we kind of like people to pre-book because we only do have the one area. So if there is a tour going on or tasting experience, you can't really get access to the shop.
Okay.
In between, we can cater for it a little bit, but especially during the busy season. 6th generation distillers, yeah.
Amazing.
So Porrick and Jimeen, Jimeen is our head distiller. So his great-great-great-grandfather would have been Micil. So one of our poitíns that we have, the heritage poitín, the recipe for this is actually Micil's recipe, so it's been passed down through the generations.
Super.
Yeah. And then we have an amazing Irish cream, which would be the grandmother's recipe. And this is actually the only poitín-based Irish cream liqueur in the world. So their grandmother was using her husband, which would be the guy's grandfather.
Yeah.
It's poitín in here.
Really interesting because the different grain, like rye gives you a lot of spiciness and the oats give you a lot of creaminess, so you get a lot of texture into it, and it's very kind of interesting when you're drinking it.
The turf that we use for this, we actually cut in the bog on the family land out in Connemara. So,
Nice.
yeah, it's quite nice. We really like to tie in like really small details. So if you look at like our Earl's Island whiskey box, it's got a massive Galway
Oh, it does.
on it,
Yes.
which is quite nice. And then this is, it's, what is this? This is to, I suppose, represent the coins that were used in the distilleries back in Galway when the distillery set up well over 100 years ago.
Oh wow.
So yeah, so like we love to tie things in. Say for instance our Earl's Island, it's aged in a bourbon cask and then it's finished in a Bordeaux red wine cask, and that's to represent our connection with France, because Galway was a very strong trading town, very strong links with France, and that's why we also named it Earl's Island as well.
Oh,
So there's lots of little small details in the packaging and the
That'll
branding,
work.
which is quite nice.
love that.
And even if you look at the bottles, so along this one, the Inverin that we spoke about earlier, just the edge is a little bit rough, is to represent the countryside, and Inverin is where like Micil originates from and the family still live today.
So here to say cheers, we would say Sláinte wa. So Sláinte wa means to good health in the Irish language. Now I have the Connemara dialect. If you say it a different way, if you've heard it a different way, there's no right way to say it. There's definitely wrong ways, but there's no right way.
All right, folks, all right. So obviously we will not put a lot of the tour itself in the whole conversation. Before that you saw that was the most interesting part to me. But yeah, if you want to do the tour, come here, follow the links under the video, pay your ticket and experience the tour. I think it's absolutely worth it. I loved how she presented the whole, you know, the bog thing, and they presented us with the history and everything. I thought it was great. You will see the snippets of that probably now, or you already did it, but I don't know, your impressions?
Excellent. It was really worth the money, the time, and I don't know, I just felt like anyone that is interested in whiskey and gins and all these things, I think it's a great opportunity to taste it because they are very different and very unique. And I know some people might find tours boring, but that was not boring at all. The girl, Aoife.
Yeah, I don't think
she's
you call
very
it a tour
chatty.
actually. It's like a tasting thing.
Yeah, yes. And Jessica, really
Both of them
informative.
absolutely fantastic
Knew
in
it.
explaining and in, I don't know, friendliness. So thank you again, Micil Distillery, both of the girls. And yeah, if you like this, press the like button. If you want to see more videos like that, tell us in the comments. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time, I guess.